fine elements of design in a decorative way. And today is day 19 of VLOGMAS. So for today, I'm going to do a little bit of a review of the Netflix original movie, Leave the World Behind. Now, it came out in December of 2023, and it's based off of the 2020 novel of the same name, Leave the World Behind. Now, this movie had a great all-star cast. It had Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Mashallah, I really hate to mispronounce his name, but Mashallah Ali. And then my favorite, well, he has a small part, but it is a part, Kevin Bacon. And a few other people that I don't know their names, but it wasn't, for me, I think it was a really excellent all-star cast. Now, the movie is about, actually it's like one of those end of the world type of movies, like The Day After Tomorrow or 2012, but it had a real interesting concept. You know, it first started off with Mashallah Ali. His character is GH, and him and his daughter, she's like in her early 20s, maybe, you know, somewhat college age. Her name was Ruth. And, you know, well, actually, let me back up some. So, Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, and their two children decided to take, you know, a weekend getaway in, you know, the woods. And that's what, you know, people do. They just, at the last minute, decide to go take a weekend getaway because Julia Roberts hates people. And they go, they have a good time. And all of a sudden, weird things started happening, like this oiler actually, you know, run aground and on the beach, which I don't understand how that happened because in the whole movie, now this is a spoiler. This is a spoiler review. So if you haven't watched the movie, you will be spoiled. But in the movie, it said, you know, communication ceased, you know, cell phones wasn't working. So why would a ship just run aground? I don't understand that. I mean, we didn't always have all these instruments and everything before. And you would think someone that was, you know, the pilot or whatever, the captain of the ship would have seen like land in the beach, like miles away. And all they had to do was turn the oil rig. But anyway, I mean, that's part of the movie. But anyway, so weird things started happening. Like the animals started being really weird. Like, oh my God, those deer, those deer look crazy. They kind of remind me of all the weird little kangaroos that you see in Australia. So anyway, Mashallah Ali and his daughter goes to the house that Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke are staying in. They're basically like, you know, hey, you know, this is our house. Something happened and we need to stay here. And Ethan Hawke's character, oh my God, he's just such a, I don't even know what the word is, but like a pushover. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, you can stay here. And I don't know why I call her, I'm getting ready to call her Angelina Jolie, but Julia Roberts' character was like a total bitch. But she kind of had to, because if you have a husband that's a wuss, someone has to kind of wear the pants. So Julia Roberts is like, we don't even know these people. You know, you just can't let these random people just come stay with us. They may not even own this house, because GH was acting a little weird about it. Like, instead of just coming out and saying what was going on, he just really acts so weird and suspect. But anywho, so once they get in there, the next day, you know, of course, all of the cell phone towers are down. Like the TV isn't working. You know, without our devices, we have no idea what's going on in the world. And other weird things started happening. GH's character goes and tries to find some information. He has a satellite phone, but the satellite phone doesn't work. And I always thought that a satellite phone is one of the things that worked regardless, but evidently it didn't. Ethan Hawke's character, he's such an awesome actor because he really he did a number on his job. But Ethan Hawke's character, he just freaked out. He saw this little Hispanic lady in the middle of the road and he left her there. He literally left her there. I cannot believe it. I mean, of course, he didn't understand what she was saying, but I know un poquito español and I understood a little, but anywho, that was crazy. And, you know, basically what is happening is it is basically like the end of the world, or the world as we know it. So communications ceased, and, you know, people started turning on themselves and just weird things started happening. So they're like in like Long Island off the coast, and they can actually see what's happening in New York at the very end of the movie. They're seeing what's happening in New York. You know, there's bombs being dropped, guns, and just all these crazy things are happening. Now, Kevin Bacon's character, I like him. He's a doomsday prepper, but he's not to the extreme like the other neighbor. So Kevin Bacon, I mean, he was serious. He's basically like, you know, I don't care what we were before. We may have been friends before, but now it's every man for himself. But what didn't make any sense was he got the $2,000 or the $1,000 for the medicine to give to Ethan Hawke's son. So that really didn't make any sense at all. He knows money or currency means nothing. Nothing. And the little girl, oh my gosh, Rose. Why did she leave? I mean, I understand she didn't know the severity of what was going on because the parents kept her in the dark. But even if it's not like an apocalypse or anything, you don't just leave your family and go running off into the woods and whatever. And then when she was in the bunker home, she heard her mom call her name, but she just went on down the stairs and went down the hall and, you know, trying to find the Friends DVD, which she found. So, I don't know. Now, there was a lot of different hidden meanings in this movie. I mean, for one, you know, we've all heard the stories about the evil cabal that's out there, like the few men that secretly run the whole world. And I believe it's true. I do believe it's true. So there are just a few people that literally are running everything. And um, I don't think that's going to happen. I hope that doesn't happen in our timeline, but I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, I need to move to a state that has basements so I can build my own underground bunker so I can actually start, you know, stockpiling things, stockpiling my DVDs and water and just all of that stuff, medicines. Because yeah, I really want to be a doomsday, um, you know, have all that kind of stuff. You know, you got to be prepared for the end of the world. You got to be prepared for a zombie apocalypse. You got to be prepared for all of that stuff. World War Z. You got to be prepared. But anywho, so like I was saying, there was a lot of different hidden things in the movie. Like really minor things, like the name of that ship. I forgot what it's called, White Hope or something. The oil rig. That's the actual name of the first ship that brought African slaves to the United States. And also remember in the movie where they were showing like the CNN or whatever it is, and they had a big map of the United States. Well, if you pause it or looked at it, there was like a QR code in the corner that for regular people like us, you just take your phone and go to the QR code, and it will take you back to some other websites and all that kind of stuff. Also, when Ethan Hawke was driving, he kind of made like not necessarily a U-turn, but he kind of pulled off the side of the road, and there was like a sign about something clay, whatever. Well, that was town meant something. And then on the radio station was like a 1691, and you also saw those numbers 1691 a few other places. Well, 1691 was when the first slaves were brought to the United States. So it was a lot of different little things that this movie kind of, you know, like these little hidden gems that were placed throughout the movie. And it's really interesting that, you know, the producers or the whoever, this movie was backed by the Obamas. So that kind of makes you think, you know, they are, you know, they know what's going on and they would make a movie like this. So I don't know. But anyway, the ending of the movie, a lot of people didn't like the ending. I was okay with the ending. I wish it would have been better. I mean, I really like things to be tied up nicely in a bow, but this one was not. But in my mind, I know what happened. In my mind, Rose went down to the bunker, and her mom, Julia Roberts, and the girl, Ruth, they were actually outside because they heard them. So in my mind, they went down to the bunker as well. Now, the dad, GH, and Ethan Hawke's character, Clay, this part doesn't make any sense to me, so I'm a little bothered. In the movie, after they left Kevin Bacon's with the medicine with the son, Mashallah Ali, whatever his name is, I'm so sorry, I know I'm mispronouncing it. He mentions to Ethan Hawke's character Clay, you know, like, are you going to be down with me? We have to do what we have to do, and you know, so and so has his bunker. We're going to have to go. So normally, I would think they were going to go back to the house and get the women and then go to the bunker. But on that movie or that scene, it made it seem like they're going to go straight to the bunker. If they do, that's good because everyone else is there and then they can start their life and they can just live and everything. And they, I mean, it was like enough food and water for like a couple years. So hopefully at the end of those couple years when it can come out, everything's fine. I just feel bad, sorry for the son because, you know, he's lost a lot of teeth and I don't know if they have like dentures in the bunker. I doubt it. So he's gonna have to learn how to eat with like looking like a jack-o'-lantern. I think he had like 3 or 4 teeth left. So I don't know. But anywho, this movie was an interesting movie. It is long. It's 2.5 hours. I want to say like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I first paused the Netflix to see how much time I had left right about the 90-minute left mark. So I was like, oh my God, I still have 90 minutes left. Because it was kind of slow. So if you don't like a slow burn, and this isn't it, I know this video is kind of like a slow burn as well. But anywho, I give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. And it has just a lot of hidden meanings. So if you like conspiracies, if you like thrillers, if you like mystery movies, this is it. If you like action, there's really no action in this movie. If you like slow burns, this is the movie for you. So anyway, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. I typically don't do movie reviews, but I'm going to start doing some of them, especially if it has something to do with, you know, my home decor organization and planning and productivity. And then also I am doing Vlogmas, so I need to pump out some content for today. Anyway, well, thank you so much for watching this video and have a divine day. Goodbye.